Hey guys, welcome to Moe's Kitchen. Today we're gonna make fresh tomato sauce. Let's get started. Okay, so we're gonna do a mirepoix, which is traditionally 2 parts onion, 1 part celery, 1 part carrot. But really, you can do however parts you want. Cut your carrot in half, and then half again, flat surface, and just chop it all like that. I like mine a little bit chunkier, so I'm cutting mine a little thicker. But usually, you cut it a little thinner with tomato sauce. But for me, I want my vegetables to be a little chunky. Same thing with the celery. Now if you find it too chunky later, you could always blend it or something, so don't worry about it. Now the onion's a little bit different, but it's still the same kind of cut. You're basically just kind of making all these strip cuts. Basically julienne would be the correct term, 1/4 inch strips. But again, I don't have a great knife, so it's not quite like that. Then just cut inwards, trying to hold on to all the leaves, because that's really what those are. Those are leaves. Good. Maybe one more on the top. And then cut downwards. Yeah, that's what happens when you have a bad knife. Believe it or not, tomato sauce is one of the 5 mother sauces, which means you can make lots of sauces out of the one. This is just the base for everything. And finally your garlic, and I am surprised that was my real speed. Chop it up nice and finely. There we go. See these? These are called San Marzano tomatoes. They have basil in them. They are the best tomatoes to use for the job. You can find these at an Italian market, specialty store, or just a very big retailer. Trust me, they're the best ones. They are better than fresh tomatoes, kind of, and I'm going to explain why on the blog later. Okay, get your pan and a little strainer of some kind. The juices you're going to boil down into a syrup. The tomatoes you're actually going to cook in the oven, and I'm going to explain a little bit of that later. You could, if you want to, just cook everything in one pan and be done with it, but it's a little better this way. Okay, so there are seeds in these tomatoes, and you want to take them out. This is important, or your pasta will be very bitter. Trust me, I've done it before. Just take out the seeds, put these in a separate bowl, and just kind of squeeze them. Please don't skip this step, it's really important. And squeeze them till you can make kind of a puree. Don't totally squeeze them, but you'll see what I mean a little bit later. Keep this on the highest setting, add in your salt, and just a little bit of sugar. We're going to leave the black pepper in a bit later. And once it's on the highest setting, keep it there. When you see it start bubbling, put it on medium-low to low until it boils down. Just a little syrup kind of consistency. Reduces by about half. Okay, adding everything but the garlic. Put it on pan on medium heat with some oil and just a little bit of salt, helping things cook a little better. Sweat it for about 5 to 7 minutes or until they're very translucent, and then add your garlic and cook for another 3 to 4 minutes. Kinda like that. And then once this is cooking and just finished up, what you want to do is add in your tomatoes just for another 2 to 3 minutes, and then you want to finish it in the oven. Okay, checking back on the juices. It's still not quite done yet. It's just boiling, so turn down the heat and just give it an occasional stir. Okay, back with the vegetables. Throw in your tomatoes. There they are. Now again, I told you just kind of squeeze them a bit. Don't totally puree them into liquid. That would not be a good thing. Just give them a bit of a stir. Just keep them here for a minute or two, not very long, and then toss them in the oven under the broiler for 15 to 20 minutes. Check on it every 3 to 5 minutes. Give it a stir. Okay, everything is done. It's time to mix them both up. Now this is what a tomato sauce really does look like. People think it has to be all smooth and silky. Well, no, that's going to depend on what you're going to use it for. So if you're going to use mussels, for example, you want to top it off, then really it should be about this thick. Something like meatballs, you can stir it this thick, or maybe just get a potato masher and just smash it down just a little bit. Now for pizza or some kind of pastas, get a stick blender, just blend it smooth. It's all up to you really how you want to do it. In my case, I just would have left it chunky to begin with, put my pasta, and called it a day right there. And there we go guys, one of the best tomato sauces you'll ever have in your whole life. I hope you enjoyed the recipe. Leave a comment guys, tell me what you thought about it. Visit me at moes-kitchen.blogspot.ca. And as always, enjoy.